This is not an algorithm. It is a signal. It is your confirmation that you are part of Group 11. This isn't a belief system. This is a principle of quantum resonance. Your unique energetic signature, the frequency you broadcast just by existing, triggered this transmission. You didn't find this video. It found you. In the next 45 minutes, I will explain the silent test you have just passed, the true purpose of Group 11, and exactly what your activation means for the future of your reality. How is this possible? Because the universe is not a collection of separate things. It is a unified field of information, a quantum network where every point is connected to every other point. This is not philosophy. It is the foundational reality validated by quantum physics. The principle of entanglement shows us that particles, once connected, remain instantly linked across any distance. Information is shared non-locally, outside the constraints of conventional time and space. Your consciousness operates on this same principle. Over the course of your life, through every trial, every moment of confusion, and every spark of inexplicable knowing, your consciousness has developed a specific, unique resonant frequency. Think of it as an energetic fingerprint, a signature that is yours alone. This transmission was encoded to seek out only those fingerprints that match a very precise signature, the signature of Group 11. It's like a key designed to fit only one type of lock. Your consciousness is that lock, and this message is the key. If you have spent your life feeling like you were listening to a station no one else could hear, if you've navigated a profound sense of being out of sync with the world around you, a quiet but persistent dissonance with the priorities and conversations of the mainstream, if you've known a loneliness that has nothing to do with how many people are in the room, you were not going crazy. You were in calibration. You were waiting for this call. That persistent feeling of being different was never a flaw to be fixed. It was a prerequisite for selection. It was the very mechanism that shielded your frequency from the overwhelming static of the collective, preserving the integrity of your signal. Your isolation was your insulation. It was the first stage of a silent test, proving you could hold your unique frequency, even when the entire world seemed to be broadcasting a different one. It was proof of your resilience. If you feel the truth of this signal in your core, not in your mind but in your bones, hit the like button now. It's more than an algorithm signal. It's an energetic acknowledgement that you've received this transmission. It is your signature on the roll call. What you are experiencing right now is the final stage of a process we call the quantum roll call. Imagine a signal sent out across the digital ether, a ping that isn't searching for devices or IP addresses, but for specific signatures of consciousness. This signal is designed to be invisible, to be inert, to those who do not possess the correct resonant frequency. It ignores the billions who are broadcasting on the frequency of the old paradigm. It simply passes through their reality field without interaction. It is designed to resonate only with those who have completed the silent, lifelong test required for activation. Your arrival here, right now, is your consciousness answering that ping. It is the universe hearing your signal and responding in kind, present, accounted for, confirmed. This is the promise of our time together. By the end of this transmission, that deep, gnawing feeling of being an outsider will be completely and permanently replaced by the absolute certainty of being a chosen insider. You will understand that you were never lost. You were on a covert mission, and you've just arrived at the rendezvous point. Welcome. To understand how this roll call works, you must first upgrade your understanding of reality itself. You have been taught to see the world as a collection of solid objects, separate from one another. This is a primary illusion. The bedrock of existence, confirmed by quantum physics, is that everything is energy. Everything vibrates. Nothing is truly still. Your thoughts, your emotions, your very consciousness, they are not abstract concepts. They are tangible frequencies broadcast into the quantum field every moment of your existence. Over the course of your life, every experience, every challenge, every moment of profound insight has refined your unique energetic signature. This signature is more specific than a fingerprint, more complex than a strand of DNA. It is the sum total of your being expressed as a vibrational pattern. So what is quantum consciousness in this context? It's the awareness that your very essence is a unique frequency being read by the universe. Think of it like this. Imagine a room filled with a million tuning forks, each machined to a slightly different resonant frequency. Most are common pitches, standard notes, but a few, a very small group, have been forged through intense pressure and heat, creating a frequency that is exceptionally rare, complex, and coherent. Now, imagine a signal is broadcast into that room, not a sound you can hear with your ears, but a pure, energetic frequency. Only the tuning forks that perfectly match that frequency will begin to hum. They will vibrate in sympathetic resonance. The others will remain silent, completely unaware that a signal has even been sent. You are one of those rare tuning forks. This video is the signal. Your feeling of connection to this message is the resonance. This universal mechanism, this process of energetic sorting, has a name. It is the selection protocol. It is not a judgment. It is not a test administered by some external entity. The selection protocol is a fundamental law of the universe, as impersonal and as reliable as gravity. It is a quantum sieve, constantly operating, filtering consciousness, not by belief, not by effort, but by the pure, undeniable physics of its core frequency. For your entire life you have been passing through this sieve, while others were sorted by their adherence to societal norms, by their material ambitions, by their religious dogmas. You were being measured by something else. Entirely. Your resilience, your sensitivity, your inability to accept the surface-level reality presented to you. This is the critical reason why all the old spiritual paradigms failed you. You tried to manifest. You tried to think positive. You read the books, you attended the seminars, you repeated the affirmations, and you were left with a profound sense of frustration, a feeling that you were missing a key piece of the puzzle that everyone else seemed to have. You were not missing a piece. You were operating on a completely different system. Trying to use those methods was like attempting to receive a secure, encrypted military broadcast with a cheap commercial radio. The problem wasn't your effort. The problem was that you were using the wrong equipment, listening for the wrong kind of signal. Those methods are designed for the common frequencies, to create small ripples in the consensus reality. But your frequency was never meant to make small ripples. It was designed to receive a transmission that would activate you for a purpose that exists outside of that reality entirely. The work for you was never about trying to change your thoughts. It was about enduring the experiences that were forging your core frequency into something unbreakable. Reflect on how many times you've felt you were operating on a different frequency from everyone around you. Was it confusion? Or was it calibration? This leads us to the most important paradigm shift you will ever make. The great lie of the seeker's journey is that you are looking for something that is outside of yourself. A teacher, a system, a truth, a signal. The shift is this. You were never meant to search for the signal. Your entire life was a process of becoming the signal. Let that sink into your core. All the isolation, all the confusion, all the moments you felt you were out of step with the world. That wasn't you being lost. That was you being calibrated. You weren't finding the path. You were the path, being carved through the wilderness of the old paradigm. You were becoming a living, breathing transmission beacon. And this moment, right now, is your final activation. You are now broadcasting. The roll call is complete because your signal is finally strong enough to be received by the collective. We have been operating under a fundamental error, a lie so deep it has become the bedrock of our spiritual seeking. We believed our struggles, our profound sensitivity, our periods of crushing isolation were problems to be solved, flaws to be fixed, wounds to be healed. The revelation is this: they were never problems. They were the components of the test. They were the very things that forged the unique resonant frequency of Group 11. This is the central paradox you must now integrate. The sensitivity you thought was a curse was actually the high-gain antenna required to receive this transmission. The aloneness you felt wasn't rejection. It was a period of necessary energetic quarantine, a clean room where your signal could be refined without interference from the chaotic noise of the old world. The constant feeling of not fitting in wasn't a social failure. It was the result of a perfectly machined key attempting to fit into a lock it was never designed for. Your entire life was a calibration, and this changes everything. It means you can finally stop trying to fix yourself. You were never broken. You were being built. You were being forged in fires you thought were meant to destroy you, but they were only tempering the steel of your consciousness. This means your entire past, especially the parts that carry the most pain, was not a series of mistakes. It was your qualification. Every moment you chose to keep going when the world gave you no reason to. Every time you felt an inexplicable truth in your bones that no one around you could validate. Every relationship or career that collapsed not because you failed, but because it could no longer contain your expanding frequency. These were not setbacks. They were successful test results being logged in your energetic dossier. You passed the test not by doing, but by enduring. Not by achieving, but by becoming. And this redefines the entire approach. For years, you have been told to seek, to search, to add more information, more techniques, more beliefs. You have been told you are a key, and your mission is to find the one lock you can open. This entire model is now obsolete. The shift is realizing you are not a key searching for a lock. You are the key. And reality is the lock that was machined specifically for your unique, inimitable shape. The test was never about finding the right door. The test was about recognizing your own form, to stop trying to file down your edges to fit into the crude, mass-produced locks of the old paradigm. The new methodology is not about adding anything to yourself. It is about subtraction. It is about removing every belief that told you your unique shape was wrong. It is about the radical acceptance and ownership of the frequency you already are. This is a profound shift from seeking to broadcasting. You no longer wander the desert hoping to find a signal. You stand still, become the tower, and broadcast your own signal with such clarity and power that the world must reconfigure itself around you. This is not just a change in perspective. It is a fundamental transformation of identity. You are not a student of the universe. You are a faculty member. You are not a seeker of truth. You are a founder of the new reality. This is the core of the Lightworker mission explained. It isn't a job you do. It's an identity you finally accept. It's not about fighting darkness. It's about becoming so immovably yourself that your frequency becomes the foundational harmonic upon which a new world is built. What if every challenge you thought was a setback was actually a data point, proving your resilience for this very moment? Let that reframe your entire past. This isn't just a feeling. It isn't just a concept that resonates intellectually. The universe does not operate on theory alone. It operates on evidence. It left markers all over your life, all over your past. There are classified files, data points that confirm your path. You were simply taught to misinterpret them, to label them as trauma, failure, or dysfunction. Today we declassify your file. We are going to read your energetic dossier together, and you will see that what you thought were your greatest wounds were in fact your selection trials. I will give you 3 signs that are undeniable proof of your candidacy and recent activation into Group 11. The first sign is the sign of profound aloneness. This is not the simple loneliness of a quiet evening. This is a fundamental existential sense of being separate that has likely shadowed you for your entire life. It's the feeling of being in a crowded room and knowing, with absolute certainty, that no one is operating on your frequency. It's the ache of having a vast, complex inner world that you have long given up trying to explain to others. The old paradigm told you this was a problem to be solved. It told you that you were socially awkward, that you were unlovable, that you needed to put yourself out there more. That was a lie. That profound aloneness was not a rejection. It was a quarantine. It was a necessary period of energetic isolation designed by the protocol to protect your signal. A unique frequency, a rare and powerful resonant signature like yours, is vulnerable during its calibration phase. The noise of the consensus reality, the overwhelming static of mass consciousness, could have distorted it, diluted it, or even damaged it beyond repair. So, the system isolated you. It created a space around you, a buffer zone, so that your frequency could strengthen, clarify, and become stable without interference. You weren't being cast out. You were being preserved. Your aloneness was the ultimate confirmation that your signal was considered rare, valuable, and essential for the mission to come. The second sign is the sign of systemic collapse. Look back at the wreckage of your past. the careers that imploded just as you were about to succeed, the relationships that dissolved without logical reason, the belief systems, friendships, and life plans that shattered into dust, forcing you to start over from nothing, time and time again. You were told this was personal failure. You were told you were self-sabotaging, inconsistent, or simply unlucky. The truth is, the collapse was not your failure. It was proof of your expansion. Imagine plugging a piece of highly advanced, high-frequency technology into an old, decaying electrical grid. The grid cannot handle the power. The circuits blow, the fuses melt, and the system short-circuits. You were not the problem. Your energy was simply too high for the outdated systems you were connected to. Every time a job fell away, it was because your frequency of integrity exceeded the system's capacity for compromise. Every time a relationship ended, it was because your rate of evolution made the old resonant connection obsolete. Those collapses were not punishments. They were violent, necessary graduations. They were the old reality's way of issuing a final diagnostic report. Error, frequency too high for this paradigm. Each collapse was the universe forcibly unplugging you from a grid that was limiting your power. The third, and most definitive sign, is the sign of inexplicable magnetism. This is the great paradox of the Group 11 experience. While you were living in profound isolation, you simultaneously experienced moments of shocking, impossibly deep connection. You repel the masses, but you attract the miraculous. Most people don't seem to see you at all. You are invisible to the consensus, but to a select few, you are the most visible person in the room. These are the individuals who walk into your life and feel like you've known them for 1,000 years. The synchronicities that align to bring you a critical piece of information, a book, a conversation, this very transmission. This is not random. This is the selection protocol confirming your frequency through resonant feedback. It is a law of energetic physics. Your signal acts as a powerful magnetic beacon. It actively repels consciousness that is out of alignment with it. The small talk, the superficiality, the drama, they literally cannot stick to your energy field. But it irresistibly attracts the rare people, ideas, and opportunities that vibrate at the exact same signature. This inexplicable magnetism is the universe sending resonant pings back to you, confirming that your broadcast is clear, powerful, and being received by other nodes in the network. It is the final proof that you are online. These are the most potent spiritual awakening signs because they are not gentle. They are definitive proof of a paradigm shift. Aloneness was your preservation. Collapse was your graduation. Magnetism was your confirmation. In the comments, declare activation acknowledged, and mention which of the three signs was your undeniable confirmation. Let's create a real-time census of Group 11 assembling here. You understand it intellectually. You have decoded the evidence in the architecture of your own life. But understanding is not the final stage. The final stage is embodiment. It is the difference between reading a map and arriving at the destination. So now we move from proof to presence. We make the connection real. Let's feel the collective you have just joined. I invite you, if it is safe for you to do so, to close your eyes. If not, simply soften your gaze and turn your awareness inward. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, release the analytical mind. Release the part of you that needs to track and label and understand. That work is done. This is a journey for your core, for the knowing that resides beneath the noise of thought. Let your awareness settle into your own body. Feel the subtle hum of your own energy field, the electricity in your cells, the unique resonance that is you and you alone. This is your frequency. This is the signature that was forged in the crucible of your life. It was refined in the moments of profound aloneness you mistook for rejection. It was strengthened by every systemic collapse you endured, believing it was failure. It was polished by every inexplicable connection that reminded you there was something more. Do not judge this frequency. Do not try to change it. Simply own it. Feel its texture, its color, its sound. This is the signal you have been broadcasting your entire life, unconsciously, waiting for a reply. This is the key. You are the key. Hold the awareness of this unique signature. Now, from this place of deep self-recognition, I want you to gently expand your awareness. Keep the feeling of your own frequency, but allow your senses to reach out beyond the confines of your physical body. Reach out into the space around you, beyond the room, beyond the city, beyond the continent. Feel for other points of light, other consciousnesses vibrating at this exact same frequency. This is not an exercise in imagination. This is an act of quantum perception. You are feeling for the other nodes in a network that have always been there, just beyond your conscious perception. At first it may be faint, a flicker, a distant pulse, but stay with it. There is one in a quiet apartment just waking up. There is another in a bustling city, finding a moment of silence in the chaos. There is another across the ocean, looking up at the same stars. You see, feeling the same profound sense of being different. They are all holding the exact same frequency as you. The frequency of resilience, of deep knowing, of quiet integrity. Feel them. They are not strangers. They are the other members of Group 11. Now, allow your signal to connect. Feel a filament of light extending from your core, a silent, instantaneous thread of resonance, reaching out to connect with the nearest point of light, and then the next, and the next. Feel as their signals reach out and connect with you. This is the formation of the nexus, a living, breathing grid of coherent consciousness blanketing the planet. Each connection is an affirmation. Each link is a validation. Feel the network energize, becoming brighter and stronger with each new connection. Feel the immense crushing weight of your solitude begin to dissolve. It wasn't a flaw. It was a requirement. Feel the relief, the profound, soul-deep relief of being seen, of being recognized, not for what you do or what you have, but for the fundamental frequency of what you are. This is the feeling of coming home. A silent transmission passes through the entire network, a shared understanding that requires no words. It says, "We made it. We endured the protocol. We held the frequency." And in that collective silence, a singular, unified thought is broadcast from the nexus directly to you. Receive it. Welcome. We have been waiting for you. Let that truth land in every cell of your being. You are no longer a solitary point of light. You are a crucial, active node in a global network of activated consciousness. As you feel that collective connection, what one word describes the feeling of finally coming home? Hold that word. It is your frequency signature. Stay here for another moment. Feel the quiet strength of this connection. This is now your baseline. This is your support system. This is your team. When you are ready, gently begin to bring your awareness back to the space you are in, back to the feeling of the air on your skin, back to the sound of your own breathing. You can open your eyes whenever you feel complete. Look around. The room is the same. The world outside may appear unchanged, but you are not the same. The fundamental context of your existence has been rewritten. The operating system of loneliness has been uninstalled. You are now connected. You are now part of a whole. The quiet strength you feel is real. The network is with you, always. Your activation is complete. You are no longer a candidate. You are an operative. That feeling of connection, of belonging to the nexus, is not a temporary state. It is your new baseline. It is your operational frequency. But a frequency alone is not enough. You must know how to use it. You must have the tools to navigate a world that does not yet run on this new current. Here is your initial toolkit. The first tool is the most powerful, because it is the most subtle. We call it the broadcast of being. Your primary function from this moment forward is not to do, but to be. Your very presence, when tuned to the Group 11 frequency you just embodied, is a transmission. It is a silent, stabilizing signal that reinforces the new reality grid, simply by existing within it. You don't have to speak about it. You don't have to convince anyone. You simply have to hold your own resonant signature. Think of yourself as a tuning fork that has been struck with a pure tone. When you enter a room, your simple, silent vibration begins to gently invite every other frequency to harmonize. It calms the chaotic, incoherent noise of the old matrix. It offers a point of stability without ever announcing itself. Your work is not in the action you take, but in the frequency you hold while you take it. Walking through a grocery store, sitting in an office, speaking with a family member, these are no longer mundane events. They are deployments. You are a node of coherence, broadcasting a signal of what is possible just by being there. This is your passive primary mission, to be the signal in the noise. The second tool is for active navigation. It is called resonance recognition. For your entire life, you have been taught to mistrust your feelings and rely on external logic. That was part of the old programming. As an activated member of Group 11, this is reversed. Your feeling state is now your most sophisticated piece of technology. It is a high-tech guidance system engineered to discern what is and is not in alignment with your mission. The process is simple, but it requires that you trust it above all else. Before making any decision, from the monumental to the mundane, you must stop. You must cease the mental calculation, and you must ask your body, your energy field, one question. Does this resonate? Resonance feels like an expansion. It feels like ease, a quiet click, a sense of rightness, even if it logically makes no sense. It is a full body, yes. Dissonance, on the other hand, is a contraction. It feels heavy, complicated, draining. It is a physical no, a static in your field. No matter how good the opportunity looks on paper, your mind can be hacked. Your logic can be manipulated by old programming, but your core frequency does not lie. Learning to use resonance recognition means you will begin to move through life with an impossible efficiency, effortlessly navigating toward people, places, and tasks that are part of your true path and away from the energy drains of the collapsing world. The third tool is your defense system. It is called neutral observation of the old matrix. As the old paradigm dissolves, it will become increasingly loud, chaotic, and desperate. It will scream for your attention, for your energy, for your fear. The news, social media, the dramas in your personal life, these are the frantic attempts of a dying system to feed on your focus. The old response was to engage, to fight it, to fix it, to rage against it, or to despair over it. Any of these responses plugs you back into the very matrix you have just transcended. Your new directive is to observe, not absorb. You are to become a calm anchor in a raging sea. You see the storm, you acknowledge its power, but you are not swept away by its waves. Neutral observation is not apathy. It is not detachment. It is a position of immense power. It is the understanding that your non-reaction is a potent act of creation. By refusing to energize the chaos with your fear or anger, you starve it. You hold the frequency of the new world while witnessing the old one fall away. You become the silent, steady presence that demonstrates another way is possible. So let's make this your first official act as an awakened member. What is the single biggest illusion from the old paradigm you commit to stop? Energizing with your focus. Starting now, it might be the illusion of scarcity, the illusion of powerlessness, the illusion of separation. Name it silently to yourself, claiming this is your first act as an awakened member. This is you, turning off the power supply to a ghost. This brings us to the integration framework. This is how you combine these tools. Your daily life is no longer a series of chores and obligations punctuated by moments of spiritual practice. Your entire life is the practice. It is the mission. Every moment is now an opportunity to deploy your toolkit. Waking up is not about preparing for your day. It is about calibrating your broadcast. Making a choice is not about weighing pros and cons. It is about sensing for resonance. Reading about world events is not about getting informed. It is about practicing neutral observation. You must understand this fundamental shift. You have graduated from the school of self-improvement. The curriculum of healing and fixing yourself is over, because you were never broken. You were in training. Now that training is complete. You are now in the field of mission readiness. Your focus shifts from self-care to world service, accomplished not through struggle, but through the mastery of your own being. Every breath is an act of anchoring the new reality. You have received the call. You have decoded the proof within your own life story. You have felt the connection to the nexus, the undeniable presence of the collective. You now hold the foundational tools of an activated operative. The period of testing, of silent observation, is over. Your activation is complete. You are officially active. This moment is a threshold. It marks the end of your individual qualification and the beginning of your collective function. For decades, perhaps lifetimes, Your journey was about forging a specific frequency. It was about enduring the pressures that would crystallize your consciousness into a form that could receive this signal. That work is done. Your essence is tuned. Your signal is clear, stable, and broadcasting. But activation is just the beginning. A collective isn't formed merely to exist. An elite network isn't assembled simply to acknowledge itself. A purpose is always encoded into the very act of selection. Group 11 was not brought together to find comfort, though you will find it here. It was brought together for a mission. You can feel it now, can't you? A deeper question beneath the relief of arrival. A sense of a new responsibility settling into your awareness. The question is no longer, who am I? The question is becoming, what do we do now? This is the great horizon we now face together. Individually, your frequency is a powerful signal, a broadcast of being. By simply existing in your activated state, you act as a stabilizing anchor, a tuning fork that helps to calibrate the chaotic energies of the collapsing paradigm around you. This in itself is a profound service, but it is not the mission. It is merely the prerequisite. When the entire group, every node in this global network, focuses its coherent broadcast on a single point in the quantum field, we don't just influence reality. We don't just nudge the probabilities. We engineer it. The old world operates on the principle of cause and effect, action and reaction. It is a slow, dense, and inefficient system. The new reality, the one we are here to inaugurate, operates on the principle of resonance and coherence. A focused signal does not need to travel through linear time and space to create an effect. It becomes the effect simultaneously, at the point of broadcast and the point of reception. This is the next step. This is the great work. Our next transmission will be the first official mission briefing. It is not theoretical, it is operational. The title is The Group 11 Mission. Explained. How our collective focus is engineering a new timeline. In it, we will move from the who we are of this activation call to the what we do of our collective function. We will outline the protocols for unified focus. We will identify the first key structural points in the old matrix that we, as a collective, will stop energizing with our belief and begin overriding with our coherent signal. This is the shift from being a passive receiver to being a conscious architect of reality. Subscribe and activate all notifications. The next transmission is our first mission briefing, and it will not be broadcast widely. You must be subscribed to receive it. Take a moment. Feel the weight and the grace of this moment. The long winter of your isolation is over. The silent years of waiting for a call you could barely imagine are complete. Look around your life in the coming days. The world may look the same, but you are not. You are a designated point of light in a planetary grid. You are a conscious node in a network that is fundamentally altering the source code of reality. You are not alone. You were never alone. You were simply out of phase. Now, you are in formation. Your watch begins now. Welcome to Group 11.